Hey guys, it's TNN and today we're going to have a look at a car dash cam or a DVR camera. So here is the box that it came with. Now we're going to look at a 4 megapixel car camera, and it also takes SD card of up to 64 gigabytes. Now it takes a micro SD card. We've got nothing written around this box, just M30 and some information on here as well. Go ahead and open the box up. Move this out of the way. We've got car dash cam instantly over here. We'll pop that to one side. We'll have a look at that in just a sec. See what else we've got in the box. Got the packaging. We got what seems to be the charging cable. Just go and open that up. And here we have is the charging cable. This looks like an LED light that goes all the way around. Obviously it's a car adapter, a very long cable because you're going to have to feed it around your windscreen. And it is a mini USB, sorry. It's a mini USB port. So it's not micro USB, mini USB. And then we also have the normal cable for it as well. So that's USB, normal USB, probably USB 2.0 to mini USB. So USB to mini USB. Just a really short cable if you want to plug it into the computer, transfer the footage over. And then we also got the windscreen suction pad as well in here. Let's open this up. And here is the windscreen suction pad. Peel that off. Simple as that really. What else do we have? We had the user manual for the Maisi car dashboard camera. And it is in English. That's just the English user manual. So you can see over here the video resolutions that we have. So we have 2560 by 1080 at 30 frames per second, 2304 by 1296 at 30 frames per second, 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second, 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second HDR, 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second as well. So image quality is fine, super fine and normal. Meter mode, center weight, average speed. I'm gonna go. You can go ahead and pause it here if you want to check this out. And that's the main features of the camera. Of course, we also have ADAS technology as well. So if you just switch lanes, or if there's a lane where you're meant to switch, it will inform you. The camera will inform you, and we'll see that in the review as well, which will come in just a sec. This also shows how you're meant to feed the wire through. So you put the camera behind the mirror, feed the wire all the way around the front windscreen, take it down to the bottom, over here, down and into the slot. You can also do it this way as well, around the driver's seat or around the passenger seat this way. And that's how you fit it in, and of course all these other settings as well. Yep. So if you're interested in purchasing this, link to buy will be down below in the description. We also have this mount over here where you peel this off and you've got sticky tape, and you can simply stick it on anywhere you want if you want to stick it on the actual dashboard. So I'm going to go ahead and pack this up and we'll have a closer look at the camera right now. So now let's have a look at this camera right over here. So let's take a closer look at it. So here we have the Maisi logo, of course, on the side over here. We have the model, which is the Ambarella A7. So this is the Maisi Ambarella A7 Super Full HD. What seems to have here is a speaker grill over here, designed in red. I have to say it's a nice design, a very long camera. Most dashboard cameras usually come up to about this size here. This is a very long one. We then of course have a mount over here. This is the sticky mount, already comes pre-installed with one, and you also get a spare one. So you can stick this straight to your windscreen, or you could use the suction pad. I would prefer to use the suction pad just in case you want to take the mount off. And it also seems to slide off like so. If you push it, of course, like that, the mount will slide off, and then you could add the suction mount in like so as well. There you go. And I think it's fitted in. There you go. So you can also slide in the suction mount. I'm going to go ahead and use the suction mount because I think that's better. Build quality is nice. The plastic they've used is very nice as well. We have a LED light over here, which I guess you can turn on when it's on night mode. but it may not be safe for other drivers to see a light flashing or a bright light on top of your car. Okay, sorry about that, my battery did die on my camera, but I was stopping right over here. So on the bottom we have a micro SD card slot of up to 64 GB. We also have a reset button and of course a serial number. On the side over here we have some LED indicators on the left side. We have some buttons along here, up and down. We got left and right on the top left corner over here. We have power on, power off, and a record button. On the right side of the device we have a mini USB port and a mini HDMI port to connect the actual mini DVR to the TV so you can see what you're looking at. And we also have a DC in, which of course mini USB power port for you to plug it in and power it on straight through this system over here. So it must have cables going down straight through here. And this is actually for transferring the footage onto your computer with the USB cable that also came provided. Now let's go ahead and let's power it on and go through the camera. So it did say welcome, and we are powered on just like that. Let's go ahead and peel off this screen protector that we do have on top of the lens, like so. Pop that away. So I have a few settings over here, so we can go and click on the menu, look through the video resolution, and you select with power button, I assume. Is that how you select? No. Select with the record button? Yes. So you press the record button over here to select on the menu settings. So we have video resolutions of 1280 by 720. Currently I've got no SD card in it, so it's warning me. So 1280 by 720 at 60 frames per second. We then have HDR 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. We then have 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. 2304 by 1296 30 frames per second. And the last one over here we have is 2560 by 1080 at 30 frames per second. And actually the one before as well, we have 1280 by 720 at 30 frames per second. Also image quality, which is super fine, fine and normal. We're going to go ahead and leave that on super fine. Meter mode settings, light frequency, date stamp, ADAS detect. Of course it has ADAS technology, so it tells you to keep on your lane, and when you're switching lanes it warns you as well. We have loop settings, so how long you want to loop the videos for. We're going to keep it on 5 minutes. Speed settings, so kilometers per hour, or is it miles per hour, whichever you want to use. Time zones, AE bias, which is of course the camera sort of quality. We're going to go ahead and keep that on 0.0, but you can always change it if you're in bright settings. We also have LED settings, which is the LED in front if you want to keep that on or off. We have the G sensor settings, which is the motions on here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to leave that on medium, so that it shakes, it still carries on recording. And same with motion detector, we're going to keep that on, so that when you do get in an accident it actually does record that part of the footage. And then we have the normal settings of course, which is language. Go for the language here. We've got English, what seems to be 2 Chinese, probably traditional and simplified, and not sure what this is, but I'm pretty sure that is Russian language. We're going to go ahead and leave it on English. We have the record mode settings, which auto record, so we're going to leave on auto record. We want to record as soon as we turn on the device. System mode NTC or PAL, we're going to keep it on NTC. We can put driver ID settings, so you can put your name on there. The time setup, format, which will erase the SD card, default settings, and backlight off settings, delay power off, and we're going to keep that on 15 seconds, so when you turn off your car the actual device will turn off in 15 seconds. And actually let's keep that on, 15. We have beep sound settings, which of course is the sound of the, well, here right now it does make a noise. And then we have version info. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up and show you some footage of what we can do on here as well. So I'm going to go set this up on my car. We're going to show you how to set it up as well, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, so I have set up the camera. Sorry for shakiness because I couldn't fit a tripod in my car, but here is the camera. As you can see, I feed the wire along all the way from the top down here. Now usually you would feed it all the way straight down along here and then along down here as well, but my car actually didn't have slots over here, so instead I slotted it down this part here, and then this is where it no longer had slots. So then I fed the wire down this way along the line here. I taped it as well, carried on going down, and then I fed it underneath the compartment over here, fed it underneath that, along here, and then straight up into here. And then this also lights blue when it's powered on. So we're going to go ahead and power it on just to show you the sort of wide scale that it does. And also I forgot to mention that it also has this other tab over here where it says GPS and Wi-Fi. If I go ahead and open that up, we do have a USB port. Let me zoom in on that. But we do have a USB port there. So I forgot to mention that just before, but we do have a USB port there. As you can see, the suction pad was a little bit hard to put on. It wouldn't stick on, but I repeatedly tried. I tried to move the rubber around a little bit more, squidge it up, act like it was used, and then finally it stuck on the window, and it's pretty firmly stuck as well. Another thing that I don't really like too much is the adjusting on here. The angling isn't the perfectest, and sometimes it can move with a little nudge, so it's quite annoying that it doesn't tighten into its firm position properly. But I guess it's not too bad. I mean, for the price of the dash cam, it's very good, and I guess you can get used to it as well. But it would be nice if they just put a better quality of the angle feature over here, better quality of the adjustments over here. Now if my key's in the car, my key is not in the car, I'm going to go ahead and power the car on just to show you what it looks like powered on, and then I'm going to show you some footage of it in action with all the features on, such as ADAS and the exposure all on the reset default exposure. Of course, if you buy one, you can play around with that, so the screen, the video quality varies. So if it's brighter, you put the exposure up a little bit, you can adjust all that yourself, but I'm going to put it on the settings that it already comes with. We also have 3 LED indicators over here showing the GPS signal, I assume, the recording if it's recording, and also the battery if it's charging or if it's on power. So I'd advise you to always keep it on power, because as soon as I turn the car on, it instantly turns on and it instantly starts recording. As soon as I turn the car off, after about 15 seconds, it turns off and it stops the recording as well, so that's great. So I'm going to go ahead and power the car on, show you this, and then we're going to show you some footage of where I just quickly went around the block just to show and just to test out the camera as well. So we'll be right back. So I've just powered the car on, and there you go, it says welcome, and it's turned on. So you can see the angle is quite wide. So if I go to this end of the dashboard I have over here, so this is the right end of the dashboard, you can just about see my fingers, and also on the other side as well you can just about see my fingers, but the signs over here are getting in the way. So this is the camera, you can see everything lights up, you can see that it is on charging mode right now. And other than that, let's get on straight with the footage. So this is the camera, I'm going to go ahead and go for a drive, and you can see the footage. Now for the price of this camera, I think it is very good. The quality is pretty nice. Of course, I put it on one of the lowest quality, second lowest quality, because I don't want to waste the SD card that's inside there. I sort of do want to maintain the memory inside of that. So I think it's a really good camera, and overall score I think I'll give 8 out of 10. The build quality is nice. I really would that they would have improved on the mount. And also ADAS is not helpful at all. I mean, it didn't really work at all when I was using it. I went on different lanes, I went straight up close to a car, and it didn't tell me anything, it didn't warn me about anything. So I'd say the ADAS feature isn't really the best. And also another problem that I was having was, if you just saw right now, a loading screen came up. Every 5 minutes it records and a loading screen comes up, stops the recording, and for about another 5 to 8 seconds it doesn't record no footage for about 5 to 8 seconds, then it starts recording again. So what if something happened in that 5 to 8 seconds, and say you got into an accident when it stopped recording, and for 5 to 8 seconds it waited, then started recording again? Something could have happened and you missed the footage. So that's a pretty bad feature that they have on this camera. I mean, yes, it's a dashboard camera, yes, it gets the job done, but that massive delay in the middle of 5 to 8 seconds is a big thing. I mean, it's a big delay. I mean, if it was 1 second or 2 seconds, I wouldn't be moaning about it, but 5 to 8 second delay is quite a big delay until it starts a new recording. So that's a big downside to it. I tried looking in the manual, I couldn't really find out how to sort this issue out, but I think it's just the camera, that's just how it works. But other than that, I think overall score I give it 8 out of 10. It is a good dashboard camera for the price, what it can do for the quality. I mean, overall, I mean, it's really just a camera that sits there recording. As soon as you turn on the car, it records. As soon as you turn it off, it stops recording. And that's its main job, and it just records, doesn't really help you with anything else. ADAS, I wouldn't really say it's very good. It does have a microphone, of course, so it does record everything that's that's happening inside the car. So it sort of works as a black box as well. So overall score 8 out of 10. Link to buy will be down below in the description, and as always, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe.